Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to create and update the standard sports pages. So by standard, talking about one like softball here, where we have at the top the champion, a picture, then we have our player of the year, coach of the year, etc., and then our first team, second team, and honorable mention. So to create this page, I need to go to content, go to add content, and then make sure you choose basic page. We don't want this to show up as an article, basic page. And then the title, so I am creating a new softball page. This is going to be the 2023 softball. Then the champion, what I do there is, first of all, this year's champion is Mount Vernon. I usually set that as an H1, so that's the largest heading size. Then I insert the picture, so right here's your icon for adding an image. So I add the image, choose file, go into my pictures this year, and there it is. We need to add the alternative text, that is a requirement, so I usually just put like Mount Vernon, girls, softball, usually the sport and the team. And then hit save. Now it's going to come in really big, so there's a few things that I typically do as soon as I add that image. So I go to the source, and then I don't know why, but this is an issue now. Right here where it says data entity type file, that is new as of like about a year ago, that that part is breaking the images and making it look really weird. So the first thing I do is get rid of that. Then, usually at the end, I'll use a little CSS, so style equals, and then I usually put something like a max width, and I typically do like 85–90%, so I'll try like 85%. And if I go back and view it, we can see that it's a much more reasonable size. Then there's one additional thing that I do. I like to have the pages so that when I click on the image, then the full size image can be viewed. So that is an add-on using something called the data color box. So what I do is this, right before the image, a data dash color box dash inline equals, and then whatever image we want it to make bigger, so we have to give it an ID. So usually what I'll do is I'll just put something like pick, and then I go into the image and give it an ID of pick. If there are co-champions, there's more than one picture, then each one has to have a unique ID. But if there's only one, I use pick. All right, so that, let's see, is my link, and then I need to end my link, so after the picture, end A. All right, so that should now, when I click on it, let me save this first so we can see it, because it won't work if I am in edit mode. When I click on it, the little pop-up box should pop up with the full-size image. All right, then let me go back into edit mode. So now we need to add in our first team, second team, etc. So below that, I would do like the all OCC awards, and then first team, second team, honorable mention, etc. Okay, then all of these I format as H2, so H2. Then I would fill in all the information. Now for the first team, second team, honorable mention, I have a table format already set up. So what I do for those, I'll go to my source code, go down to first team, I'll create my table, so table, and then I use a class called all lowercase and then capital OCCT table. Okay, so there's my first row, then I'll end the table and go back to view this. Okay, so there you can see it's starting to use that format now. Once I've created that much, now I can just start hitting tab to create a new row. So this would be the first player's name, and then actually that should be, I messed up, I put year there, that should actually be school. There we go, and then the school, hit tab, and you can see now that it's going to do the alternating. So you just start typing in all the names and the schools, and that's the exact same process then for the final two, for the second team and for the honorable mention. Then once I have all those in, just hit save, and then we need to link this page to the main menu. So let me delete this before we save it. Okay, so I've saved the page. Obviously, I'll come back and I'll finish filling all that in. But before I move on, I need to make sure I look up here at the URL so I can see that this particular page has an ID of 267. And they just go in order. So the next page I create will be 268, etc. But 267 is this page. I need to know that in order to link it. So when I come up here to spring sports and I click on softball, we can see that the current one is going to 246. So that's the one from last year's season. I now need to update that to 267. So the way I update that is to go to structure. Then I need to go down to the menus. And then within the menus, you'll see a menu for the main navigation. That's the main menu across the top. So I'm going to edit that menu. And now we can see fall sports, winter sports, spring sports. So I'm on softball. So here's softball. I need to click edit. And there's that link. So I need to change that 246 to the new one, 267. Hit save. Now if I go back to the site and view the site, go to spring sports, go down to softball, and there we go. We can see that it's now showing the new page that I just created. Now I'm missing the navigation on the right that shows all the previous seasons, so that's the next step. So now to edit that, I need to go back up to my structure again, go to block layout, and then I don't know why it does this. Sometimes it'll show block layout and custom blocks. Sometimes it shows this weird little dot where I have to click on it. It's not showing custom blocks, so I need to click this, and now it'll show my custom block library. Within my custom block library, I am looking for the softball block. Okay, so here's softball previous seasons. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to edit that. And we can see that this is just a table that has each year. So what I need to do is hit, after this last one, just hit tab. It'll add a new row. So 2022-2023, that is Mount Vernon. Then I highlight the year, go up to the little chain link icon here to link it, and that page that we just created is once again 267, so I type in /node/267. Hit save, so now that it's linked, I'll save that. So we've updated the block. Now we need to add the block to that page. So I go to block layout. Okay, so here it is under the blocks. So what we just did under custom blocks is we edited the block itself. Now the configuration for it is we're telling it what pages it should show up on. So that is the difference between these two, block layout versus the custom blocks. So block layout, I'm going to show where I want this displayed. So I need to go to configure. Each of these pages are the softball pages. Those are the pages that I want that block shown on. So I want this block to now show on our new page 267. So I'll hit save. And now when I go back to site, go to the softball page, which actually is already there. And there we go. Now the block shows up and the link shows up, so I can now switch back and forth between last year, this year, etc. So that is how you will create the pages for all the normal sports. The next video I'm going to show you how to do the not so typical ones, like boys tennis is one where we actually have different layout. Track is also one with a different layout. So I'll show those in the next video.